we're going to talk about some upcoming discounts, some predictions that we have for Tesla. From time and time again, we've seen them throw out different incentives, different promotions, and also maybe even a great financing rate at the end of every single quarter. But it definitely feels like this time is going to be a little bit different. And so we're going to give you my prediction on what I feel like could be happening very, very soon as we close out April, head into May after the earnings call, and then maybe even quarter 3 and quarter 4. This all started yesterday when we noticed there was a nice big spike of inventory, and we know what happens when inventory goes up. Deals, incentives, promotions, and everything start to come down. It seems like, taking a look at this, it seems to be like demo pricing that just got dumped for like the Model 3, Model S, X, and maybe even Cybertruck. And so if you're looking for a deal on one of those vehicles, then now it could be the time, especially if you're paying cash. If you're financing, I would say maybe wait it out a little bit longer, because even like the Model Y, there is no inventory discount. There's really no deal on it, which way you're doing it. Like, unless you're paying cash for this vehicle, if you finance it with all Tesla vehicles, it's 5.49%, which is not favorable. And the lease on the Tesla Model Y, even though it looks like a low monthly payment of $499 a month, the lease interest rate is pretty high as well. And so certainly, I'm not sure it's a good time unless you're paying cash, or you're doing it like a short-term loan, or you plan to pay it off really, really quickly. But let's talk about, because if inventory is going up, we know Tesla deals are on their way, incentives, promotions, and everything. And so here is my prediction. We'll go line by line on really like the 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different demand levers that Tesla has to try and be able to spark up demand for all of their different vehicles. Right now, there is 3 months of full self-driving if you use a Tesla referral code, just like the one down below in the description. This is like a $300 value, but I really do like this one because full self-driving is a really cool technology and can save you a lot of time and effort instead of driving on those mundane road trips or mundane commutes or whichever that may be. But I feel like that's going to be staying around for a while. I mean, they could bring back like a higher discount like they had before. Remember, it was as high as $1,000 off by using a Tesla referral code in December of last year. So we really could see something very similar to that by the end of this year. I think they're also going to be bringing out, because there was a time when there was 3 months of full self-driving and 3 months of free supercharging. I think they'll start to tier that back in for some of the models. Maybe not the Model Y, because that's still pretty new. I mean, we don't know what their demand lever, if it needs help on that one or not. And then, so let's get into finance. Right now, for all the Tesla vehicles, it's 5.49%, which relative to the industry, that's not actually too bad. That's, I mean, the industry average, I think, for a new car is like 7 to 8%. So 5.49% is okay. I mean, there's definitely ways to get that a lower interest rate by going to a credit union or going through a credit union, where you can get a list of the best credit unions down below in the description in like the 4 to 5% range. But certainly 5.49 isn't, it's respectable still, but still, of course, that's still pretty high. At least it's not like 6.5%, which it was like around this time last year. I think we're going to go to a mixture of course, we would love to see 0% offers across the board for all Tesla vehicles, but I'm not sure we'll see that right away. I think what we'll see is a mixture of anywhere from like some vehicles getting 0%. I mean, the one thing for sure is if there is a Model S and Model X refresh around the corner, which the latest thing might have signaled that, we could see what we've seen a while ago with Model S and Model X getting like a 3.99% offer. But I think across the board, I think they're going to try and spread their efforts and maybe do 2.99%, like a balanced strategy here of 2.99% for all of the different vehicles. Maybe we see Model Y. I don't think we'll see Model Y with a 0%, but I could see like a 2.99, and maybe we see something more aggressive with Model S and Model X because it's going to be the older inventory. Maybe we see like a 0% offer for that. And, recently we just had 1.99% for the Cybertruck. Maybe we see like a 0% offer. But here's my conservative prediction. I think we would see something like a 2.99% across the board. Leasing, I think it's going to be the same in terms for the Model 3. I mean, even though it is a limited time for the Model 3 rear-wheel drive at $299 a month but that's the limited time for the $299 a month with $1,000 down for a 2-year lease. Usually it's $299 a month for a 3-year lease with like $4,000 to $5,000 down. So it actually is a good deal. Like if you are brand new to this, I've been recommending the same. Like if you are deciding between Model 3 and Model Y, hey, just get into the Model 3 rear-wheel drive for 2 years at $299. Very low, exposure. Get yourself used to like a Tesla, see if you really like it, and then after that, figure out and get into like a Model Y once there's a Model Y deal. In terms of the Model Y rear-wheel drive, it has yet to come out, but if it does come out now that the all-wheel drive is $499 a month, I could easily see the rear-wheel drive being anywhere from $399 to $449, so like $400 to $450 essentially. And then the Model Y Performance, actually I should erase this because that's going to be like a $799 a month payment for sure. And then in terms of inventory discounts, it's really all over the place. I mean, Model S and Model X, we've got $9,500 off, Cybertruck up to $12,000 off, Model 3 up to $5,700 off. Of course, that's the Performance. The all-wheel drive is it's actually like a $3,000 off. But I could see all different models like Model 3, maybe even Model Y, up to like $3,000 to $5,000 off, because you got to think about it. There's new Model Y long ranges, all-wheel drives in test drive fleets. I mean, you've probably driven by your local Tesla store like I have, and you probably saw like 2, 3, 4 brand new Model Ys that they're using for test drive. Well, after a while, like maybe, I don't know what the life cycle is of a demo vehicle, but after a while, they're going to have to sell those and refresh those. And so when that happens, we could see some end of month discounted inventory on the Model Y, maybe by next month or even the month after that. But let us know what your thoughts on it. Let us know what you're thinking. Very, very interesting to see all these different deals out there. And this is like my conservative prediction on what's to happen for the Tesla incentives, discounts, and everything. If you're planning on financing your Tesla, then there's one thing you need to do before you even apply: protect your credit. Seriously, because here's the wildest part. Bank of America just had a data breach recently, and they didn't even tell customers for a month. That means your social, your phone number, and your email could have already been out there, and you'd have no clue. Most companies wait on average of 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where your identity is exposed and you're the last to know. That's why I use Aura, today's sponsor. Aura constantly scans the dark web and lets me know if anything tied to me shows up, my social, bank info, or any of my personal information. And that's not just for breaches. There's so many different tools I use with Aura. Want to reduce those pesky spam calls? Aura's got it. Want to remove your data like your addresses, phone numbers from those sketchy broker sites? Aura has that too. They will also include $5 million in identity theft insurance, and everything's packed into one clean app. You can try it free for 14 days at aura.com/DennisCW. I'll put that in the description as well. Don't wait until someone else tells you your data is at risk. That's like turning on Sentry mode after your car got keyed. Protect your credit before you apply. I'm doing it, and you should too.